Hey, it's Will Tucker, and you're watching the 7-Figure Hustle.
And welcome back. My name once again is Lenny White here for our Financial Minute. And I have Mr. Will Tucker here who's kind enough to sit in with us so we can go over his financial game plan. We want to talk to William, and William has been gracious enough to allow his financial game plan to be done in front of you, as a matter of fact. So, Will, are you ready to get started?
I think so.
Okay, so before we even really get moving with your financial game plan, there's a couple things I need to ask you. First things first, why do you think you need a financial game plan? Why do you want one?
Well, I want to know, I have goals and dreams, so I want to know how to get there, really, financially, because if I don't know the game, I don't know the rules, I can't play the game.
Okay, that's something that we hear a lot in the financial arena. How old are you, Will?
24.
24 years old. And do you have children? Are you married?
No.
Not married. No children. The reason why I'm asking is we just got to get some general information. It's like really going to the doctor and you really sitting down so we know exactly who we're dealing with. You're 24, no children. Are you currently employed?
Yes.
Okay, currently employed. Okay. Currently employed. How long have you been employed, Will?
For about 4 years now.
4 years. How do you like it?
I like it. It has its ups and downs.
Well, most jobs do. Most jobs do. Employed for about 4 years. Okay, tell me a little bit about where it is that you want to go, and then we'll back into how we can get there for you. So you've been working for 4 years. Do you have a retirement goal as far as your age? When would you like to retire? Although most people, you're a young guy, most people work for 40 years of their life. Usually work from 25 to 65. Is that something that you want to do? Is it something you want to do different?
Well, I would like to work, if I have to, I would work until I'm 60, 65.
60, 65. Okay, that's what most people do.
Yeah.
60 to 65 years old. Okay, so when we're talking about this retirement, we need to plan retirement assets from at least 24 to 60 or 65. That's what we're doing. That's your roadmap. In lack of a better term, for your finances. So here's where you are here at 24, and here's where you want to be at 60 to 65. We need to fill in that gap with things that you want, things that work well in your life. But we probably need to clear some things up to get yourself rolling on the right track. You ever had a car that needed a tune-up? Think of this as a financial tune-up, right? You're going to get cleaned up. And we're going to put you on a pathway to go ahead and get done what you need to get done. Does that make sense for you?
That makes sense.
Okay, let's talk about your debt. Do you have any debt?
College.
College? Okay. Tell me, roughly, how much college debt do you have? These are student loans, I imagine we're talking about.
I would say about 25.
25,000. Okay. You're currently making payments on that college debt?
To be honest, no.
Not yet? Okay. All right. You haven't started to do that yet. We want to get that rolling so we can get that $25,000 eliminated. You don't want that thing to carry on into your life much later on in life. What other debt do you have? The car loans, student loans, other than student loans, credit cards, things of that nature?
Probably a car loan.
Car loan. Okay. Okay. What would you say your car loan is, the balance right now?
5,000.
5,000. Okay, 5,000. Do you know the interest rate on your car loan?
Honestly, I don't.
You can get that for me a little bit later on. Probably, 7 to 8%. But we'll have to double check your paperwork to make sure that that's accurate, right? Because you do want an accurate financial game plan.
Right.
Okay, so we need to put in accurate numbers. What would you say your car payment is on a monthly basis?
I would say about $450.
$450. Okay. And you have that paperwork that we can look at and we can clear those things up. What other, do you have any credit cards, anything like that?
Well, I do have credit cards, but I don't have any debt to pay off with the credit cards.
Oh, because you have zero balances on those cards. Outstanding. That's excellent. That's excellent. Okay. Any other debt that we need to be concerned with?
None that I know of.
Okay, none that you know of. Okay. That's a good thing. You're doing some of the great things there. Let's talk about how much money do you want to have coming in retirement? Most people want at least 80% of their income coming in. Some people want more. Some people can, live off a little bit less. But where do you want to be as far as retirement assets are concerned? Give me a dollar figure or give me a percentage amount. We can figure that out.
I think 80 is a good target.
80% of what you're making right now, and you already spoke to me. We already got your W-2s earlier. We don't want to air all Williams' business out here. So we know what 80% of your income is going to be.
Right.
Your life expectancy, believe it or not, is over 100 years old. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, people in your age group, they live to be, over 100 years old. So if you want to retire at 60 to 65, you really need to budget money for another 30 to 35 years, right? Don't go anywhere. Come right back for the 7-Figure Hustle.
And you're watching the 7-Figure Hustle. We have several guests on today I'm so excited to introduce you to. Starting off with Melanie Bazemore. She is the host of the 7-Figure Hustle radio show and a 30-year beauty expert. Melanie's entrepreneurial spirit has afforded her ownership of a beauty salon, all while raising 4 boys into young men. As a new columnist, credit and financial consultant who educates the community on financial literacy across the country, she loves helping other people by volunteering at several nonprofit organizations. And we have Michael James, serves as the CEO and founder of Budget Me LLC, and focus on financial innovations and quality for his clients. Practicing the budgeting form since 2001, MJ has worked to produce a system that creates financial control for his individual, family, and corporations. He also provides financial education services to children of school age. MJ's professional experience includes corporate leadership, designing process, flows, training, guides, and overall operations, and executive management for future 100 and 500 companies. Shafeen Timmons is no stranger to hard work, teamwork, or success. With over 20 years of business experience, he is an entrepreneur who is always expanding, looking to new partnerships and people to spearhead his new teams and new marketplaces. Presently, his ventures include a barbershop, music and video productions, collaborations, and real estate, just to name a few. Eliza Dukes is an anxiety expert with over 20 years of professional counseling experience. Eliza personally struggled with anxiety and high blood pressure, which led her to conduct years of study and research to understand scientifically proven methods to alleviate stress and design health improvement formulas. She developed the breathing experience, a self-holistic and therapeutic approach to redefining how you view anxiety. LaTanya Gilliard is a native Philadelphian, now lives just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. She is a wife and a mother of 5. Tanya owns her own travel agency and loves educating people on the importance of adult recess. And guys, we're gonna start with Melanie. Me and Melanie have talked about a protection plan. And Melanie, what exactly is a protection plan?
Well, Toni J., thank you so much for the invite to your first show. I'm so excited to be here. A protection plan that we actually been talking about is financial literacy and how you protect your family, your finances, your credit, and your future. So basically, we get into helping our community understand financial literacy, especially from a credit aspect. So what more would you like to know, Toni?
What's involved with the protection plan? How does it protect you? What are some of the elements in the plan?
The first thing is to educate our community on how powerful credit is. We used to think cash was king, but credit is power, because those 3 digits change everything, whether you're employable, whether you can get a decent insurance rate, just the ability to be able to purchase a home or a car. So credit is basically the trade line of everything today.
It's like know your numbers, right?
Yes, yes. And so since we offer a protection plan, we get further than just giving you a higher credit score. We're going to teach you how to budget. We're going to teach you how to find out what your net worth is. And I like to just show you how to protect your finances by teaching you how to budget, how to find out what your net worth is, and how about giving you a plan to be out of debt. So besides just financial literacy, how about do you know the difference in a will and a trust? We have to teach our family and our friends the difference of why you need more than just a will. You want to have a trust so that you can save your family and your loved ones on that inheritance taxes, because that's a big part of that whole, the word would be estate, because when we leave this earth, we start thinking about what assets did someone leave behind. So instead of leaving debt and problems, let's have that stuff taken care of and put in a trust so that it will be all formatted and leave your family debt free and just able to just transition without having that financial burden.
Awesome nuggets, because I just experienced a family member of mine just passed, and he doesn't have will, he doesn't even have insurance. So I'm experiencing that right now. So it's very important that families have protection.
Absolutely. So that's why we like to protect everything from your finances to your lifestyle, because it's more to financial literacy than just a credit score. So I'm just happy to be here to help out and give this information to our community.
And then we're moving on to Michael James. He's the budget expert. And a lot of people don't have a budget, don't know how to budget. I'm deficiency budgety. I'm one of them people. So tell us exactly what it is about a budget and how important having a budget helps you on that 7-figure hustle.
Yeah, sure. So thank you for having me. Go by MJ. There's a lot of Mikes in the world, so
Okay.
when they say Mike did it, it wasn't me. It was MJ.
Okay.
So we're budgeting. It's a least favorite word in our society. As a culture, we hear that word and we feel like we got restraint.
Right.
So what we do is we educate our clients on how to spend your money. So it's the total opposite of how you think. So if you spend your money a certain way and get into certain behaviors, automatically you will save. So in today's culture, we're programmed. There's marketing everywhere on how to spend our money. Everywhere you go, you got to spend your money. When I started this, we were helping married couples who were going through trouble with their finances. Because in marriage, 1 out of 2 don't make it, and out of those, 70% is because of money.
Okay.
So when they started to meet with me, I was a young guy, they've been married 30, 40, some 50 years, and I was saving their marriage by putting them through the financial system that we have.
Awesome.
So it just brings accountability to, your money and understanding from grassroots. There's financial advisors that help you with retirement and planning, but the budgeting gets into your day-to-day spending. Right. So especially with young kids, we do financial literacy, and we teach everyone how to be successful, but when you get that first check, what do you do with your money?
Spend it.
Right. So we teach you how to spend the right way and educate you on your needs versus your wants, and understanding that there is a goal and that there's a plan, just like weight and health. The mistake everyone says, well, I gotta get my money right before I come to this program. No, you don't lose weight and then go to the gym. So own your finances and set your goals. And we do services for businesses, right? So back office work, because everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, but they have trouble budgeting their personal money with their business money.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of verticals that we help people out, but it's been very successful. And at the end of the day, you're either going to save, you're going to be able to invest, you're going to be able to buy a home, kids to college, take that vacation you want. Doesn't matter how big or small, but everyone has some financial struggles that they need. So we have a great system for people.
Awesome. That's good nuggets. Now we're going to go over here to the what's that word when people have a lot of businesses? What's that word? Serial business person over here. Serial entrepreneur, Shafin. So Shafin, what was your first business and how old were you when you started?
One of the first, well, thank you, Toni J, first of all, for having me on the show. You have some great people as well there, so I'm honored to be here. Thank you. One of the first business I started was a very simple business. It was a water ice stand and also shoveling snow. So
You was hustling.
had to. So that's one of the first things that I started. Just had a knack for getting out there and getting it.
So you went from a water ice stand to real estate, multi-level marketing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, if you want to start off, like I said, water ice stand, doing some shoveling as well too. And then I didn't necessarily go right into business. I had got my first job when I was 14 years old. And one of the reasons I had done that was to have money in my pocket as well too on a consistent basis. But I also knew that I wanted to have ownership of things. And the only way you can have ownership of something is by starting your own business and having control of your future. So that led into multi-level marketing, which has been phenomenal and has been a success for me. So now it's something I would encourage people to at least get involved with initially if they haven't started a business yet.
That plan B.
That plan B, absolutely. Because it's a lot that you can learn from in network marketing or multi-level marketing, but the rewards are also very great as well too.
Awesome. We're gonna move over to my anxiety coach. As y'all know me, I'm all over the place. Aliza. I'm calling her Aliza, but her name is Eliza. That's part of my anxiety. So with that being said, she gave me breathing guides before I came here today. She told me how to breathe because, this is my first show and I am nervous and I'm putting it out there. And the reason why I did this show is to show other people that deal with what I deal with, anxiety, nervousness, not having lack of confidence. And I brought her on here so she could, help a sister out. So at least tell them how you started and what's the importance of learning how to control your anxiety.
Well, I got started, I want to say about 7 years ago. I was working for a law firm and I'd come out of counseling for about 15 years going into law thinking I wanted to be this attorney. And I found that the rat race of just business and just coming to work and dealing with personality types and just the up and down flow of people and just the systems, computer systems alone. If you stay looking at the computer for hours, you get locked in before you know it. You've not moved around, you know what I mean? You've been in a blank space. Sometimes they call it the black hollow space. And when you get up, you can't even think straight. That's what was going on with me.
Wow.
So I got laid off in 2012 on high blood pressure medication because it was just insane. I've always had a second business on top of doing a regular job. And I found that when I'd come home from work, I would be sitting on the couch just thinking. And I don't know what I'd be thinking about. Just exhausted. So I started doing some research. Started doing some research and breathing came up. And I was looking for some holistic remedies because the doctor gave me some medication that gave me side effects immediately. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. They always tell you the number one killer is stress. And I don't think we really realize that, how much stress takes over our body, takes over our mind. It was affecting my sleep and my attitude. And I'm naturally a happy person. But when I got an attitude, it was terribly funky. I didn't even like myself, So I realized that I needed to go back to school. So I got certified in stress management, went back to school for reflexology and kept building, my understanding to say, how can I put this into a formula that allows me to process through the stress while I'm feeling it? Most of us wait till the end of the day and we're exhausted. But when you're feeling it, is the time to get out of it.
Yes.
Because that's when you can refresh yourself. You know how you push that refresh button on the computer? You should be able to do that for yourself consistently.
And I think that's part of my situation because I don't like to use the word suffer from anxiety, but I have anxiety and I go to therapy twice a week, believe it or not, for anxiety because I want to be a 7-figure income earner.
Absolutely.
But because of the things I'm going through mentally, and I have physical as well, I'm still determined to make it happen, and they're telling me that I should do this and do that. In other words, not push through. And as you said, as far as medicine side effects, I've gotten side effects. And even like now, I'm shaking. This is my show, but I did this show to let people understand, even though we're going through this, go get therapy. Therapy used to be a dirty word. You need to. I go and I talk about, really, I talked about y'all this weekend. And one thing about my therapist, he can't tell y'all what I say. So that being said, I think it's very important for people to understand you need to talk to some people. You need to have a program where you know how to breathe throughout the day. Take a breathing moment. Because like I said, I hate to use the word suffer. Because in my opinion, I'm not suffering from anything. I just have anxiety. And as y'all know, I can get a little crazy. But with that being said, and the things that you had me do, the breathing, it actually helped. And with the support of this whole panel, because I kind of came out to y'all before we came on the show, to tell you exactly what I deal with, exactly who I am, and I ask for your help. Right. And I appreciate it because y'all really help me. So I'm comfortable now. So, so with that being said, I want to encourage other people. Just learn what you're teaching.
Yes. I just want to say that there's a budget plan. Why isn't there a stress management plan?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We have to have a plan for everything, but we have to take care of ourselves and realize if we want to live the quality of life that we deserve to have, we got to take that pause, let that stuff go, and refresh ourselves.
Because everything is stressful now,
And that's something. And most people, they have a decent retirement, but the money runs out. You either live too long or you die too soon. Speaking of dying too soon, we need to protect your income. That is a form of protection as far as life insurance is concerned. Do you have life insurance right now?
I don't.
Okay, do you have car insurance?
Yes.
You have health insurance?
Yes.
But you don't have life insurance?
No.
So if something were to happen to you, what would happen? Would someone be responsible to take care of that? Would it be a burden for someone?
It will honestly probably be a burden.
Probably be a burden for someone. So we need to at least plan for that. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
So let's put together a real small game plan for you to figure out what it is that you need. And we use this thing called DIME. DIME is just a real acronym for how we figure out what a client might need for life insurance or income protection is what we like to call it. The D would stand for death. That's a typical funeral. That's probably around $10,000. And then we have debt, because we don't want that debt to be carried over to one of our loved ones, do we? Okay, so we're going to turn back and see what that debt is. So debt is about $30,000. So we're going to add $30,000 there. And then we're going to go to mortgage. Do you have a mortgage right now?
No, I don't.
You don't have a mortgage, or you're a renter right now?
Rent.
Okay. You don't have any children, so there is no education, right? No. That's the E of the DIME, education. So there's no education, there's no mortgage. If there was something to happen to you, you would need to leave money behind. How many years would you need to leave money behind? And how much of your income? Although you don't have children, it wouldn't be a huge amount. But would you like to leave some money behind?
Yeah, I would.
Would you like to leave 20% of your income, 10% of your income, 50% of your income? What would you say?
I would say 25%.
25%, and that's probably going to change when you have children.
Yeah.
One thing to do as far as life insurance, you want to get it in early. You want to lock it in, lock in your rate, so that when you get children, you can just change the policy, but you got some coverage going for yourself. Do you have coverage on the job?
Yes.
Okay, so how much coverage do you have on the job? Do you have 1 year your income, 2 years your income?
I'm confused, brother.
How many years? Most people, they have insurance on the job. The job gives it to them. They pay a small amount.
I think it's yearly. 1 year.
Do you have 1 year's income in life insurance, on group insurance on the job?
Yes.
1 year. Okay. Well, that's going to help you, because we can deduct that from what you actually need in your plan. But you do have some coverage, so we can deduct that. So we know how much 1 year of your salary is, and then we figured out. You said you needed 25% of your income coming in. That would be the I portion of the DIME, so it's D-I-M-E. The D stands for death and debt. You see how that works, Will? Then you have the I, that's income. Then you have the M, that stands for mortgage, and the E stands for education. So you said that you would need it 25% of your income. That would be the I portion. How long would you think you would need that income to come in?
Probably would actually.
5 years, 10 years?
I would say about 7 years.
7 years, okay. So like once again, we can figure out and calculate based off of your income, based off the W-2 that you gave me earlier, how much that will be. And then we'll just figure out that money and what your need is minus the job income. So we plan for your insurance need. All right, so your insurance need is right there. You see that? Okay, fantastic. So we got your retirement gone, taken care of. We got your income protection being taken care of. Over here, we took care of your debt. Now let's get to some other things. This is the fun part of the financial game plan. You took care of the main things, your responsibility. These are some goals and some dreams. What is it that you would want to do? You want to buy a new car, a new house, or dream vacation?
Yeah, I would love to travel.
Travel.
Take
Okay.
my family with me.
Okay, where would you like to go?
I like to go to Puerto Rico. I've never been.
Oh, Puerto Rico is very nice.
Bahamas.
Yeah, Bahamas is also nice.
Dubai.
Oh, Dubai. Okay. And when would you like to do that? The next 5 years, next 10 years, or
Within that range, 5 to 10 years.
5 to 10 years? Okay. Okay, then let me ask you, well, are these real dreams of yours or these wishes? Do you know the difference between a wish and a dream?
Not really.
A wish is something that you dream about, but you never put any action towards. A dream is something that you actually are planning for. So before I even get real in depth in your financial game plan, I need to know these things that you really want to have happen.
These are serious things I want to happen.
Okay, one other thing I want to talk to you about real quick is something called an emergency fund. An emergency fund is something that we probably all need to have 6 months of our salary set aside, 6 to 12 months of our salary set aside, so that when an emergency strikes, we don't have to pull for the plastic. Does that make sense? So if you had 6 months of your salary, that'd be a good thing, wouldn't it?
That'd be great.
Okay, so we know where your 6 months of your salary is. When would you like to have that set aside? You know, most families, it takes between 3 to 5 years to get that done. Is that fair for you?
Yeah, 3 is good.
3 years, okay. All right, so we got your goals and dreams. We're traveling. We're going to Puerto Rico. We're going to Dubai. We're going to the Bahamas. We've got together your emergency fund so you don't have to pull for plastic. We took care of your debt. We took care of your income protection. We planned for your retirement. You know, those are some great things to get started with your financial game plan. Now, what I need to do, you know, I can go back, you know, to where we get this thing done and put together your financial game plan, clean up what we need to clean up. It's probably going to take me a couple hours to get that done for you. Clean up what we need to get done, put you on the roadmap to get you where you want to go, retiring the way you want to retire, having your goals and dreams, traveling to Dubai and the Bahamas, have your emergency fund planned out, your income protection, have all of your areas of your financial life taken care of, and so that we can put you on a roadmap for your financial freedom. How's that sound for you so far?
Sounds great.
Okay, fantastic. So I appreciate you coming in and allowing us to do your financial game plan in front of all these great people and being a live guinea pig for us. We certainly appreciate that, and getting done what we need to get done for you. But you've made the first important step in getting your plane off the ground financially. You really are putting yourself in a really good position. I sit with a lot of young people, and some young people aren't really ready to make the commitment to make their wishes become their dreams. So I applaud you, young man, for coming on in and putting together your information so we can get you moving in the right direction. Any questions that I might ask?
Not really. I appreciate the opportunity.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, that's going to conclude our time, people. We thank you for tuning in for this Financial Minute, and we are done, and we are out.